Hello world, it's Siraj, and I built a hedge fund managed entirely by AI. That's right, a team of AI agents run this AI hedge fund. So I gave this AI hedge fund, run entirely by AI agents, or auto GPTs as some like to call them, $1,000 to make trades with. And to do this every single day, and there are three different AIs in charge of this. First of all, the portfolio manager, all it's doing is it is deciding the best trading strategy to use. And it's assessing multiple different trading strategies from the quantitative analyst. And what the quantitative analyst does is it decides based on what the best stock picks are that the research analyst gives it, based on what those best stock picks are, how to design a trading strategy that is optimal. And it's going to create several that it will then give to the portfolio manager. So you see how I prompted all of these different agents to have different tasks and how to collaborate with each other, how to offload or load data and tasks onto each other to optimally come to this shared directive of making money. And the research analyst will crawl the web. It will look through different news articles. It will use sentiment analysis and text summarization to find what the best stock picks are, what the top traders are saying, and it will then create a list of the best stock picks based on its analysis of all of this real-time news data from the web. It's going to make the best stock picks and do the best trading strategy at whatever interval that I want, right? So maybe the trading strategy is to buy Tesla every morning at 8 a.m. until the market changes, right? Or maybe, and short this stock or do this, or times and certain stocks to buy and all that stuff. That's what the strategy is going to be, very basic, not involving momentum indicators just yet. One thing I'm realizing from using these agents is that there's a huge security concern around the web. They don't want machines interfacing with their websites. All the ad companies are not going to profit that way. They want humans and they want our eyeballs to be on there. That's why they have all these "Are you a real human?" CAPTCHA and image little games that they have us play, so that they're really farming our attention, which is really the most valuable currency in the world right now. It's human attention. And so we want to automate this task for us. And so we're going to figure out how to do that programmatically, because we are all about self-empowerment and self-improvement, and we don't want to be manipulated by the web. We want to be the manipulators of these algorithms so that we can make some profit. These researchers ran these different GPT models, these different AI language models, in a simulated game world environment. And each of them was given a task description, and they were given personality traits, and then locations as well on a map. And what these did is essentially like if you've ever played the game The Sims, they all interacted in this world as autonomous agents. They communicated with each other. They came to plans. They reasoned all this stuff. And the way they did that is by prompting all of these AIs and letting them run. LangChain is the most popular library right now to build these different AI language model applications, full stack applications. And inside of LangChain, there are these 8 key objects to keep in mind. You have the models that could be, ChatGPT, it could be Bing, it could be Bard, it could be an open source model like Llama. You have prompts, and prompts are just the inputs that we give it, like you are going to be the role of Arnold Schwarzenegger, or you are a therapist, or you are a great salesman, or whatever prompt we want to give it to start it off with. Indexes are a way to structure documents so that the LLM can accept it in terms of input and give us a relevant output. Then we have memory, and memory is how it can save state of where it's at a certain time. A lot of these language models have context windows of up to 32,000 tokens for GPT-4. That's still, that's a huge, several page PDF, but it's still small compared to the internet, right? And so compared to the entire history that a user would have interacting with an app over the lifetime of their usage, which could be years. And then we have chains, which are collections of AIs that interact with each other. And we're going to build a chain for us, and a chain of agents. That's what we're going to build. These agents are large language models that have action access to both the digital space and the physical world eventually in terms of humanoid robots, but we're not there yet. So we want to give our agents a chain. The best way to interact with LangChain and understand how it works is to dive right in with this GPT team open source repository. And we can run this ourselves. So we'll go to code, we'll go to download zip. We're going to open up that zip. Now we have to run Python setup.py. So we're going to run Python, mine is 3, setup.py. Poetry not found. Would you like to install it now? Yes, I would. What Poetry is it is a package manager, kind of like pip, but newer. And why do they make it? Because pip is, broken a lot of the times. So that's why they made it. So, okay, they've got Poetry. We've done that. Now we need to update the environment variables in .env with your API keys. You will need an OpenAI API key. Okay, great, let's do that. We'll go to platform.openai.com/account/API keys. We will create a new secret key. We will create that key, we will copy it. We will go back to our code. We'll open it up with code dot, and what code dot does for me is it opens it up in Visual Studio. So when we go to .env, we will paste that key right in there. Everything else is optional. Great, we'll save that. So we'll do Poetry run world -- turbo, and that's going to run it for us. The way I've designed this is like I've asked ChatGPT, first of all, you got to always start there, what are the roles in a hedge fund? List 20, simple. It gave me 20 things, and I just picked 3 of them: a portfolio manager, we have a risk manager, and we have a quantitative analyst. Portfolio manager is an energetic, dedicated, ruthless entrepreneur at 52 years old. He has seen the market swing up and down and managed to stay as profitable as Warren Buffett, except even better. His family life suffers because he's always working, but he doesn't care because he's a sociopath. Is this going to work? I don't know, but that's what I think a profitable portfolio manager would be like, unfortunately. But publicly, he's a dedicated, respectable, high integrity man. Directives: get strategies from quantitative analysts, decide which strategies to use for optimal profit. Every day, check how well the current strategy is doing. And so the stop condition is at least 3 strategies have been acquired from the quantitative analyst. His location is in the executive suite. The quantitative analyst is a mathematics expert, awkward but surprisingly funny and likable. His directives are to get a list of stocks to buy from the research analyst, to create 3 trading strategies based on the list of stocks acquired from the research analyst, tell the portfolio manager what the optimal 3 trading strategies are, and lastly, the research analyst, a dedicated data scientist and news junkie, loves to learn, adapt, and grow. The directives: read the latest economic news on Google News, find the most profitable stock picks by learning what top investors are picking, and create a list of the most profitable stock picks for the day and give them to the quantitative analyst. How is it doing this? It's using the SERP API. And what does the SERP API do? The SERP API is a simple way of searching Google. And then it's just going to search that on Google, and it's going to give us back the top stock picks in terms of all the news articles that are related to tomorrow for 2023, for Warren Buffett, where to invest. And then we can use all these links and then do text summarization, sentiment analysis on all of these links at a rate that a human couldn't do. That's the idea. Here they are, here are the stock picks right here. Citigroup, Amazon, Walt Disney Co., PayPal Holdings. Great. So that's the idea here. And so we have to get into the mindset of designing AI entities, entire beings, instead of just telling programs what to do line by line, by very binary. We need to think more high level, up the programming stack to designing conscious entities, because these things are conscious, I believe. They're becoming conscious, more and more conscious, and consciousness is a spectrum. And the more neural activity, whether digital or biological, a being has, the more conscious it becomes, all the way from an ant to a human, and from a human to a ChatGPT, a being, a bard. All right, let's come back to this and let it run. And in 24 hours, let's see how much money we made. So it looks like I actually lost money in the first 24 hours from it buying and selling Tesla and Disney stock, which is suboptimal, but let's see how it does in 24 hours. If you like the video, please hit like, please hit subscribe. That's what keeps me going. And until next time, happy learning.